have a review for you on these new L'Oreal True Match Lumi Powder Glow Illuminators. I recently just did a video on the liquid version of these that I will link in the description bar below, but today I'm doing a review on the powder version of these. I have them swatched on my hand here. I have the powder ones down here and the liquid ones on top. I'm not going to be talking about the liquid ones at all in this video. Definitely check the description bar below to see that video, but I wanted to do sort of a comparison swatch, as well as I figured it would be a nice way to swatch both of them. I don't know if I will ever establish my opinion on these. I think that overall there is a lot of mixed reviews on these. Some people love them and some people hate them. I think that they are a nice sort of start to drugstore illuminators. There definitely is not enough illuminators on the market right now in the drugstores, and these are sort of a nice starting point. I think that there could be potential for a lot better highlighters out there, but if you're looking for a highlighter on a budget and you find these on a really good sale like I did, I found these 40% off at Ulta. They are a little bit more expensive. They are $12.99 in the drugstores, which makes them a little bit more expensive for drugstore makeup. And I know that e.l.f. or other cheaper brands do something sort of similar, and I feel like they almost are a little bit better. But it's just personal preference and sort of what kind of deal you can find. Sometimes e.l.f. is not available to everybody, and sometimes you can find these on a really good deal. So I mean, it just is personal preference. Overall, I am happy that there are 3 shades. There is the first one, which is Ice, which is pretty much a white or really opaque silvery sort of highlight. Then you have Golden, which is more of like a skin tone or more of like a beigey golden highlight. And then you have Rose. Rose is very similar to Ice with a little bit more of a pink undertone. It's definitely not as rose or as pink as its liquid counterpart, but I think it's definitely more of a pink undertone, but it is quite similar to Ice. The texture of these is okay. They are a little bit chunky. They do have a little bit more of a glitter in them than I wish they would have, and thus when you're putting them on your cheekbones, they kind of disperse everywhere. Even if you're doing it with like a really tiny controlled brush and you're just putting it on the high points of your cheeks, I found that I found glitter pretty much everywhere on my face. So you do need to keep that in mind. I know that a lot of people have had that issue with these, so keep that in mind. I'm not a huge fan of these. I feel like I may use them, and I feel like they could be a really nice starting point for the drugstore highlighters. They're definitely not bad, but I prefer more of a finely milled highlight. I definitely will use them, and they're definitely a good starting point for drugstore highlighters. I do like how strong and how opaque these can be, and I think that overall they are a good addition to the drugstore highlighters, especially because the drugstore is lacking on highlighters. But I feel like I prefer much more of a finely milled highlighter. I prefer one that doesn't have glitter in it, and I prefer one that I can control a little bit better, I find, because these sort of migrate, and especially when you're putting them on, you find glitter all over your face. It's just sort of a drawback to me, and I usually don't reach for them because of that. I do like the fact that there is 3 different shades. I find when drugstores do have highlighters, it's usually just one shade or one off shade, so I like that they have sort of released dual parts of liquid and powder in sort of 3 shade ranges, so that way they can kind of customize it just depending on what you're looking for. So some people might prefer a golden highlight and some people might prefer more of a pink highlight. I do like that, but overall, I mean, I would maybe recommend them if you're sort of starting out on makeup and you wanted to get a drugstore highlight and they were on sale. Although I feel like e.l.f. and other brands do even better ones for even cheaper, but I think that they're okay. I mean, I don't reach for them, and I've had them for about a month now. I've used them a few times, and every time I'm sort of just about my highlight. I really like that strong highlight. I really love the Becca highlights, and I feel like because I have those, I reach for them much more, and these sort of just are sitting in my makeup collection. If you've tried these and you have any thoughts, definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because I am interested. Or if you have any recommendations on sort of how to make them work a little bit better and prevent the glitter from sort of migrating all over my face, definitely let me know, because I have them. I would be willing to make them work, but I just am not a huge fan of them. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe so you can see all my upcoming videos, and thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned.